Today, we're doing a one-shot of a game called By Light of the Moon.
Ooh.
We focus on the small town of Salem, and it is trick-or-treat night. There's an odd tradition here, where there's always, teens and young adults and kids going out and doing trick-or-treat. But even those that go bump in the night partakes in this as well. This is a tradition that even the local cryptids participate in, in which no one can question if it is costume or monster. As the party goes into play, you two go ahead and introduce your names, not necessarily what your monster is, but your names.
My name is kind of self-explanatory. I am Moth Maximus.
Imply what that happens
You can
to
imply
be.
what that is.
Trace.
My name is Callum.
And you guys are going door to door in a competition to see who can get the best treat. This has been a tradition that both of you have done for so long. You may have been almost questionably too old to really participate in this, but tradition is tradition. And I would like you to go ahead and roll 2d10s as the system goes. Add them up and then tell me your results. This will be what kind of house you end up coming by. 14 for you. Yours is one more than that, and that would be 15. So, Moth Maximus happens to actually go up to... You approach a house, and which is very strange for you, because there isn't a light on. You have apparently approached a house in which the people themselves are participating in the trick-or-treat, and you knock on a door and no one comes to it. And you there, Callum, you have appeared at a house. You have already rapped at the door, seeing the light. Trick-or-treat, if you will. And out comes a container of gummy candies known as gummy Fresno Nightcrawlers. It's slipped into your little container. And I want you to go ahead and re-roll. That's the result of the empty house.
13.
Okay, 13 altogether. You go up to a house attracted by it, the lamp light, or even maybe their pumpkin that they got, attracted, and then you go to the door, be like, sir, the person who's so distracted with the pumpkin, shake you, is like, here, and we'll go ahead and slip you, and it happens to be, it's almost like do you remember the Wonder Ball?
Yeah.
If you will. It's a Wonder Ball the shape of a UFO,
Wow.
with little candies also
Fancy.
in there. Slips that into you. And you go ahead to another round of houses, so both of you go ahead and give me another roll as you go and continue on your trick-or-treat night.
12.
75, so...
12. Look up 12.
Oh, we get to meet up. Yeah, 12. We both...
All right, you have both approached each other, maybe nudging each other and be like, hey, what do you got? It's like, okay. Like matching candy to candy. Or what.
Flexing on with my UFO.
I'm going to assume we immediately recognize each other, like, okay, this guy's not a human dressed up. And since you don't know what I look like, I'm going to describe. You see a tall bird man creature, and as he's walking around, you just hear a clinging of metal, basically.
Right.
Strange.
Mm-hmm.
So, Moth Maximus, you want to describe your Mothman?
Probably like 6'8", ripped, of course. Very moth-like. Kind of resembles, like, in the stature, maybe like LeBron James.
Holy crap, skinny.
No, not skinny. LeBron James
Oh,
is
wait,
not skinny. He's built. He's a
Oh.
built man. He's probably like 6'8". Like very torn looking moth wings. Almost looks like feathers.
All right.
Yellow eyes as well.
So you both approach this house, and the old lady at the door happens to slip you what is almost like a Twizzler. In this world, it is known as a jackalope licorice rope. Slips it into a green apple and like a raspberry, if you will, to you two. It's like, oh, these kids in their costumes these days. Sends you guys away. Go ahead and re-roll for another house.
I have a question. Is the licorice durable? Do you think I could hang from it, or you think it'd snap?
Holy crap. Mothman trying to hang himself.
It wouldn't last very long. It would be a rather thicker form of licorice, if you will. Some of the old-timey ones does have a little bit more tensile strength.
Oh, I got 3.
I got 9.
Okay, so Callum goes to a house, and he sees that he is now being given probably the suckiest form of candy that you could get. You get craisins
Oh, oh.
from like what would probably be like the local librarian, of course. You got yourself a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you go to a house and there's like a man dressed up like he's in flannels, if you will, and he hands you a large tinfoil wrapped Reese's cup in the shape of a Bigfoot footprint. And I will have you guys roll one more time before this part of the event. Let's see.
I got
13.
10.
You appear to a house where you see. You're walking down the neighborhood there, Callum. You walk down the neighborhood and you hear the distinct sound of broken glass. And you look over to the house you're about to go to and you see a probably a teenager about 14 running away as he has now just did the trick part of trick or treat by throwing a brick through somebody's window. 13 now. This is where Moth Maximus has approached a house in which there has been like an off-duty police officer now talking to the people at the house as they too have suffered some sort of trick. Their house has been egged by things. Would you walk away from the situation, or would you proceed with questioning, or would you rather go back to more candy?
I would like to go up to this retired police officer and offer help, maybe to clean it up.
He would say, yeah, I believe that yes, the owner of house would appreciate that. He would probably give you quite a little bit of his candy if you would like to clean up. Have you ever seen anybody but the local hoodlum gang known as the Lost Boys?
The Lost Boys.
Yeah, they seem to be causing a havoc lately. As you're cleaning, he's going to probably just explain that they've egged houses, knocked over mailboxes, they've broke windows, if you will.
No, but I have heard their mischief tonight. I have heard glass breaking. I heard a couple car alarms go off as well. I did see a couple boys running down the street.
So can you just point me in the direction? Now it's an off-duty cop, not a retired cop.
Yeah.
Unmarked police.
I saw him running closer towards the main street of Salem.
Say all right. Yeah. Thanks for your time. With that, if you want to do a ability check, which will be the first time for cleaning it up, I believe you could probably argue an athletics for cleaning it up, or maybe a sleight of hand. Which one would be more for you? Probably sleight of hand. What you're going to do is roll your 2 dice, roll them, and then add your modifier, which is 3 because of dex.
Okay. So 11.
Actually, when rolling a percentile dice, 0 represents 10. Because
okay.
1 would be 1.
21.
Yes, you do a 21. You have just spectacularly cleaned up things with a flourish of feathers as it's left at the scene because of your flaw of leaving a trail of feathers behind you. But you get all this cleaned up, and you are gifted by the person, the homeowner, 2 Mothmellow cups.
Oh, Mothmellow cups.
It's like a chocolate-coated marshmallow in the form of like bat or moth. All right, Calum, is there anything that you want to do with the boy that is? You want to chase after the boy, or continue just candy chasing?
My character would be.
It's up to you. Not pushing it.
More interested in going straight to the house that got bricked and just asking for candy.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check to the person. That is, roll that, and then you'll add your persuasion, which I think might be under charisma.
5, 7.
If you have a 0, it's flat.
5, 7.
Let's
So
see.
that would be.
12.
Persuasion,
Well,
charisma. So
I don't
you have
see-
nothing added. It would be flat 12.
I don't see charisma. Oh yeah, nothing added. So
So just flat 12.
Yeah.
This person would probably more devastated, if you will, just blindly go in, grab a handful of candy, and drop it into your bag as he goes in, turns off his light, and probably goes and sweeps up and removes a brick from his house. The candy that you happen to get, by the way, is a box of Fearsome Critters, which is like a malty, like almost like a Skittles-esque multi-flavored fruit themed candy that each have a different fearsome critter cryptid, if you will, like a squonk or a wumptafruzzle, or it's a whole big list of different things, but it's different.
Swamp, my favorite.
Love swamp flavor.
That would
Flavored
probably be a
as
lime.
the cryptids.
Probably be a lime for tears and salt.
No way, this one tastes like me.
Your trekking through the neighborhoods for candy has mean that both of you have wound up in about the town square, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
It's a local park in which there's like a lot of storefronts and shops facing this local town square, but you are seeing this gang of kids, about 4 of them, trashing the town square. They are knocking over trash cans. They are pushing like the picnic tables like into the pond because they didn't have them latched down. Just into the pond. They're graffitiing the town founder by the name of Bartholomew Bartholomew Climbs. Just tagging everything, causing mischief. Is there anything that you think you would wish to do, or are you going to move on?
I've heard enough about these kids. I think it's time to do something about it.
I kind of walk up to you and say, I don't care what they're doing. I'm here to win this competition.
There's a competition.
It's the candy.
Who can get the best candy? Are we in competition?
Yeah, remember, it was a competition.
It's a competition, but this is where you sit there and think that you have been friends from childhood,
Yeah.
and you've noticed that you've grown a little bit out of this tradition of a competition. You have grown up a little bit, but your friend has sat here and like always playing like the Vegeta to the Goku, if you will, constantly trying to one up you, but you didn't notice that things have kind of slipped between your relationship.
Man, I'm ready to do something about this. I'm tired of them causing mischief. You can either help me or you can watch it unfold. It's up to you.
I think I have something to make this more interesting.
Sure.
Whoever gathers more of their candy after rounding them up wins
Ooh.
tonight.
Oh, okay.
Whoever.
All right. I think we've decided what we want to do. We want to round these guys up.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like, it is a square.
No way, the town square is a square?
Yeah, it's a square.
It is a square. Real deal square.
You got like a town founder here, Bartholomew Klein. You got like the pond in the corner. You got like the dreaded gazebo sitting over here. You got the walkway, path. And you find yourselves, if you want to put you guys on the board, as I'm going to use these tokens. They say they're undead, but you know the joke about teens, right? Being just
Me and you. We started the.
like knocking over a trash can.
So here's something I think we should consider. Do you want to stick together? You want to split up?
Nah, it's a competition.
Yeah, you're right.
Split up. Could we roll for whoever goes first, or could we say I go first because I'm so competitive?
I could say you could
Yeah,
go
you probably should go first because you're definitely in this gamification of it.
So
Say each square is about I guess we don't even have to really consider feet, if you will, at the moment. You could probably clear this distance to whatever team you want to start first.
Could I get an estimation on the size and weight of these people?
Okay, so you got about 2 of them are, again, pretty small frames, if you will. There's a heavier set kid moving a bench into the water. He's the chunk of the group, if you will.
It's this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's probably the heavier set one, and probably these 2 are pretty, thinner build, if you will. And probably there would be like the guy in the gazebo is more muscular, like with a baseball bat trying to knock out a beam.
Okay.
All right. So for the first part of my thing, I want to take flight and head straight towards this guy that's trying to graffiti. And I don't know how would that take that part of the turn, one part.
We'll go ahead and have like a 2-action economy, if you will, where you can do 2 different things. The movement will be 1 action. You can do a 2nd action if you would wish.
All right.
Are you trying?
I'm already in flight.
Yeah.
And I move towards.
Yes.
I'm going to pick up this kid, and would that be 1 action?
But that will be an athletic strength check to be able to lift this kid. I will set it very low because we've already considered him kind of a lighter build. You are an adult trying to lift like a 14-year-old.
But with my freaking.
Oh, with the bird talons?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I lift up.
Oh, that
flight.
story about
the.
Yeah. About the eagles taking the 8-year-olds.
Freaking. I roll.
See if they can take a 13-year-old.
I got 4+ and hoisting, so 8. Dang.
8. You actually do dig into his shoulders. This kid screams bloody murder as he drops his spray paint. As you do lift him 5, 10 feet off the ground, 15 feet away, but you eventually drop him as he squirms out of his really crappy coat that you grabbed more of then and slides off, actually falling onto this kid. So you're up in the air.
Funny enough, I was originally going to fly towards that direction. So.
I saw the angle you were going at, so I assumed you would have proceeded. He falls, drops. Again, his candy bag can be right here as well, as he has dropped it.
Dang.
Now, Moth Maximus. What is your approach at getting these unruly children away?
Competition here is for candy, correct?
Yes.
Who can get the most of their candy? My first action will be to swoop in and get that candy on the ground.
Okay. Movement and then grabbing the candy will actually be your whole turn. Are you okay with this?
I'm fine with that.
All right. You proceed to look through this candy bag. You notice that this kid has not done a lot of trick-or-treating. He seems to be mainly about menacing the town for some reason. And you look in, and this guy's got a Ziploc bag of candy corn for some reason. Maybe he brought it from home?
Oh. That was it? Just candy corn?
Yes.
Alright.
Guessing the kid that fell is prone.
Oh, he's prone, probably knocking over the other kid that has been pushing this bench into there. So that would then go to, go ahead and...
Not the kids?
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about not actually playing, just telling things. With this going on, the children is going to notice as these 2 winged freaks have just ruined part of their fun. These kids will probably take an action just to get up. Mm-hmm. And that would probably be their turn. If you will. Go to try to regroup with them. While the guy that has been having fun, just knocking into beams, taking out, it's getting colder, so he, hitting old, wasp nests that are up there in the rafters. It's probably going to go out and approach, go ahead and approach Maximus, and he has his baseball bat, and he's going to try to strength check to succeed against you. So if you want to do a strength check competition, maybe your acrobatics or something, then who has the highest will be if you either dodge the attack or take a wound.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll that. You're going to add your athletics.
My athletics or my acrobatics for dodging?
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Okay. Got 12 plus 6 is my acrobatics.
Okay. They got like an 6 as the... Is that for total?
12 plus 6. So
Okay. Wow. Okay.
18.
Way better because he got like an 8. So this guy swings his bat as, you just step out of the way of this clumsy kid. Maybe now putting together that this is not just a guy in a costume. And then we'll go back to
Callum.
Callum.
Well, since he's already in flight and he sees the 3 kids that are there, one doesn't have a bag anymore. So what he does is pulls out some feathers and throws them towards the bags that are hanging off the sides. I'm guessing
Okay.
they're like satchels or something, and in hopes of pinning them to the ground, the bags, mostly just getting them off of them.
Yes. I will have you roll 2 different sleight of hand checks.
Sleight of hand.
I don't think you have anything in sleight of hand, but for the dexterity needed to aim your shot, I think it would take that to roll, and I'll see if you succeed hitting these candies. Tell me if any of them are over 7.
This is 7.
All right, roll the other one.
6, 10.
Okay, both actually succeed at hitting their defense score, and you go ahead and have just throw these. Actually, you describe it.
So I pulled out these feathers that are metal and throw them towards these kids, and the feathers just pin the bags to the ground. And would that be one turn? Or since
2 different
threw
attacks.
2, okay.
I'll consider that actually your full action.
All
so I'll
good.
go back to Moth Maximus. What are you doing?
So there's two bags on the ground now, right?
Currently pinned by these metal feathers with quills. And there is a child with a bat.
Right next to me.
Yeah,
I
he
just
looks.
dodged them.
He thinks he's tough because he's got like a nose piercing or something like that.
I just dodged him, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and attack this guy.
Still has a bag of candy hanging and like popping out of his pocket or something weird like that he stuffed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and attack him.
How would you describe your attack? Would it be a dexterous occasion? Is it actually athletics?
I would
Or
say
you're just trying to scare him because you do have menace.
I'm going to take a large leap in the air, probably above his head, and try to like downward stomp him in the
Holy
face.
crap!
Like jump up and stomp him.
Mothman
You're gonna
wanting to do
Mario
justice
him?
out in the
Yeah.
streets.
Oh, yeah,
like that.
okay.
Beating the crap out of the
I got size on this guy too, so
All right, I'm gonna still say that's probably some sort of a strength because of your falling down. You do have a +1 to whatever you roll. Roll and tell me if you hit 7 or lower.
I have a +1 for that.
You put in strength.
Well,
Actually, two.
Two
Use
plus
+2. Yep.
Okay.
Should have a moderate.
8, 4, 12,
Yes.
14.
You succeed to go and just describe the carnage.
That ensued.
This Goomba stomping.
I go ahead and I jump about 6 feet in the air and I propel myself down. What does Mothman have? Does he have feet? Does
I
he have
think he has-
talons? Like
Not many people have. Actually, I think it is feats because some of the footage just looks like a man, like Superman on a.
Oh yeah, you're right. It does
Just like-
kind of look. I think it's feet. Yeah.
Probably
I,
has feats.
I plant my two feet right into his forehead and drive him straight into the concrete.
Oh, holy crap! He's pinned into the concrete. Ouch! He drove the kid into the concrete.
What are the results of my actions?
The kid's
kid-
dead.
the kid is majorly concussed. You have partially. There is a mass amount of bruising. There is like pulling of the scalp, if you will. There is blood. He has dropped his bat. The candy bag has fallen out of his bag, and the kids all scream, "Gerald, no!"
Gerald.
Did you see a freaking boom into the ground.
As
Yeah.
this happens, and I assume it was one attack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming your next action is to pick up the candy off the ground.
Yes, I would like his candy. I
Okay.
would like his bag.
As it would have been the start of these kids' turn, you hear sirens as a sheriff's vehicle just drives up onto the town square. Lights flashing, hypnotizing poor Mothman.
No.
As the local sheriff comes out with a megaphone. It's like, okay, Lost Boys, we've had enough. And you hear, oh no, it's the Fuzz! Let's scram! And they all begin to try to run away.
Okay, then what I'm going to do is
Other than the one that is not getting out. Gerald
yeah.
Gerald needs medical attention.
I'm going to just focus on grabbing the 2 bags over here. So I'm going to move and grab the bags that were pinned down, and I don't give a crap about the
as an
kids.
officer, you would have pulled up like here.
I don't care about the kids.
All right.
So
These kids will run. You notice they run further away from the yet again. This is the center of town. They continue going like east. Maybe you started west, and they head to a more of a suburban area of the town, if you will, less massed of houses, if you will. Places that you know, this will be like roads that would be leading to Mount Shroud. There is a local cemetery kind of under that, like under the shade of that mountain, if you will, like in a mobile home park, if you will, that's in that area.
I'm going to be not paying attention to the cop whatsoever. I'm going to be looking at the candy that I gathered. I'm like, ooh, I done what I came here for.
This sheriff sees the kids run away, but now
I'm also on the ground now. Just saying. I'm not sitting there flying.
Roll for me for stealth.
I'm not stealthy whatsoever.
I just want to know if this officer is going to notice you as you are bent down to the ground, because he's noticing the kids, and like a guy behind a knocked over trash can would be a whole different story.
I don't see anything added to stealth.
Stealth, I think, is a dex.
Dex?
I think it's the bottom of dex.
Yeah, I don't have. So, 9.
The officer does notice as you're doing this.
I'm just knelt down.
He's screaming at the kids, but now he has another issue as he is noticing 2 large-winged people that have been harassing children.
Delinquents.
Shines his flashlight at the bloody face of poor Gerald.
Oh, dang. I
And
kind of look over as he's moving the flashlight, and I look at Mothman. I just finally realize the kid's freaking stomped on the ground, and I'm like, yeah, you got the justice that you wanted. I say that out loud towards him.
you see the officer just drop the megaphone that he had in his hand. And I'm going to have you guys choose of an action. You can take an action before you are noticing he is going to a walkie to call him back up. Now, you know that traditionally the cryptids do want to stay separate from humanity. This is just one of the few nights that it is tradition to come out and play. But if you break the secret between the 2 different worlds, this world of monsters and a major member of this small town, it would not look good on you if he announces this, figures it out. I will give you a decision.
Now,
What would you want to do?
with me, I'm no longer flying. He didn't see me flying.
Mhm.
He just saw me knelt down grabbing the candy and
Yes.
stuff. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to see him getting ready to grab the walkie-talkie, and I announce to the officer and say, "Dang, if you didn't scare him off, we would have got him for you."
That's being said as he's going to his thing. That is your action, your decision. I will remind you, you do have your arcanas you can activate. Yours is a defensive one. Yours is the obsessing someone with misfortune or doom.
Mm-hmm.
But what would you want to do?
Imagine this.
What would I want to do? You can only use it once, correct?
You can only use it once, and there is a little bit more to this adventure. But if you want to solve it a different way, be creative.
Mm. I'm in close proximity to this officer, right? Because you said he pulled up.
He's right there.
He is here.
Awesome.
You can have him here. He shined his light. He is, if you wish to.
So he shined his light at me, correct?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And there is his
mesmerized.
there is his car light, the flashing lights of the.
So I have
cop
like
car.
an infatuation with lights, correct?
Yes.
My action is going to be to fly directly at the flashlight that he's shining me with.
All right. I say very easily as this is
And
happening.
just kind of like shoulder him.
Like football.
You
with the
shoulder
staff,
check
like
him,
the
yes.
freaking
Take off, take flight, and just shoulder him right as he's reaching for his walkie.
I think that is. He's never seen anything like this. He is so caught off guard. I'm not even going to make you have to roll.
Yeah.
You succeed. You shoulder check this person. Even before you even make contact, you can see that he gives way, falling backwards as well, and you just push him the rest of the way as his flashlight goes spinning out of his hand. In the walkie, you hear satisfying as
As it
the
crunches.
forest these days apparently do not have high grade material. And smash, you hear the electrical as you are for sure that this
Now,
walkie
did
is
he
not
grab
calling
the
anyone.
flashlight? Was he successful in grabbing it, or did the flashlight?
Did you
I didn't
did you
want-
wish to grab it?
I didn't wish to grab the
Oh, you
flashlight, no.
All right.
So that does not count as like an action that I rolled for. Or is that one of my
That would
actions?
be the one action before the walkie. Now
Okay.
he's prone, and that would probably go to Callum as
Callum.
this like Callum.
Oh,
Sorry,
good.
Callum as this turn as you have currently pinned him.
I casually walk over and pick up the flashlight that flew and place in my pocket, well, my bag for the candy,
Mhm.
and I kind of do this to you as you freaking pinned him down, like, now what are you going to do? Showing the whole world that we exist. I'm not the one that's going to get in trouble. The guy that smashed a kid in the concrete is. I say that to him.
This old friendship is starting to sour.
Yeah.
This close proximity to each other, both I don't know, being flyers or something, is just making some hostility here. So what does Moth Maximus have to say?
Well, right now I'm only focused about getting out of here without alerting others. I mean, it's going to be hard for
What-
one guy to explain this story.
What are we going to do with him then?
Well, I mean,
There's plenty of people that do go missing in Salem.
there is.
Is this a would it be a menace check? Are you threatening this officer?
No.
Or is this more at each other?
I don't think we need to do anything to this
We
guy.
don't?
It'd be very hard to believe one person's story of seeing two winged creatures beat up a bunch of delinquents. I think we
There-
could get away with that. He was not able
there's-
to call for backup.
But there's evidence of a kid being smashed into concrete.
And as you do know, there is a mysterious trail of feathers that have been left at different places.
There are feathers that have been left behind.
I'm pretty sure we
Your
can pass
feathers.
that as someone's costume that they horribly made or something. Just kind of broke apart. Could have been one of the delinquents.
The
I
officer.
think it's time for us to get out of here. I think we've
Okay.
already we've taken down their main guy. His main guy is in critical condition on the concrete right next to the officer.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, I think I know a place. There's I since I've worked in the town, I know I'm going to say, let's get out of here. Follow me. I know a good place, and I'm going to like fly above sort of in the clouds-ish area and head towards like bell tower, like a bell tower.
I'd like to follow him.
Yeah,
If that's okay. I can
lead,
go with
lead
him.
him to the bell tower.
You take off. This officer's squirming. He goes for his gun, and he does attempt to fire, but the distance you've already cleared makes it nearly... actually, no. He goes to attempt to fire, but he thinks about if he fires his gun, he has to report it. And he is convinced, even though there was an argument between you two, that this may just have to stay a few hoodlum kids.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know how his superior officers are going to deal with him doing that well.
When
As you are flying,
Oh.
we need to figure out who's rolling the weather die.
I would say
She can roll it.
you are
What's the weather like?
Roll it.
Do we get?
Oh no, a crowd of kids. That's going to be part. Like we see a crowd of kids somewhere on the ground or something. But if we were on, see, the tricky thing is, the crowd of kids was supposed to be like kids
Raining
that
from the sky.
recognize these Salem creatures. Like, oh, you're dressed up as that guy,
Okay,
but we're flying.
We're in flight.
you're flying, and so
Yeah.
these kids are beginning to say, "Mommy." It's the unpronounceable thing that Trace put on his
Yeah.
character sheet.
You just see a slight shine in the freaking wings. Yeah, I forget. I can't say.
Mommy, that's Mothman. Mommy's like, no, that's your dad.
That's your dad.
I look back.
It's
at
one of
that.
those moms that got the Mothman is my boyfriend bumper sticker. I've seen too many of those.
What?
Achiala Boba?
Boba.
I can't pronounce
I
it.
look
It's
up-
some weird, like, Native American god.
It's.
South American.
I'm pretty sure it's South American. With the. Yeah, something like that. South American. It was in the jungle.
These kids begin to notice and start pointing. Now the question is, do you take this as a threat to you and have to land, or do you continue to fly to the bell tower?
I think we should continue to fly.
I say continue to fly.
I'll have both of you do a stealth check. Now, Mothman does have a bonus to stealth. I know that. I think you're flat.
I'm flat. And if anything, I would say I'm actually.
Stealth is dex, though, so you should be able to add your dex.
So 15 plus dexterity, which would be 16, 17, 18. I'm
I
good.
got 13. Would it be plus my 6 for stealth?
Yes.
So 13 plus 6
19.
is 19.
So as maybe just a handful of kids you have notice you begin to start using cloud cover and then trees, and maybe now that you're going to this bell tower, the buildings are a little bit taller, if you will, and you can dodge through them, and you cling onto the bell tower, which is ironic because it is the cover to By the Light of the Moon is cryptids on a bell tower.
Perfect.
So you have a moment to land and collect yourself as you nearly spilled the secret of these two worlds that are just up near each other.
I'm going to, as I'm latching onto the roof of this bell tower with my talon feet, I'm going to look through my bag, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, I did not tell you what
kind of
your
candy.
candies are, and the candy that you got.
Oh,
from,
Also,
You got
since
two-
we're there, I still have the leader's bag. We are yet to disclose what was in that bag. I still have his stuff.
Okay, so I'll tell him his candies. Tell you your what you consider the leader, Gerald, if you will. So you happen to go ahead and find within your candy. Trying to find something I haven't used. You actually find a container of what's called sour Quetzalcoatl feathers. They're kind of like a warheads, if you will, that are just feather shaped. And you actually get a Paul Bunyan sized candy bar. It's just, beyond king size, if you will.
I did.
No, that would be
Ooh,
for
Callum.
for Callum. For you, though, there, Moth Maximus, you happen to find yourself think I've ran out of candy, but you find what is called a snipe's egg, which is essentially the equivalent of a Cadbury egg, which you can also say this is awkwardly out of season, but it's a large, maybe fit into your hand and has gooey goodness into it. That's the candy you find. But in your bag, you actually notice a map of the town of where they plan to go and cause havoc, and there's just a note saying, "We gotta win back Pan."
Pain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking at my candy. Did you say his candy yet?
Yes, he got a snipe's egg.
Oh,
Yep.
that's just it.
Yeah, he
grabbed
just
two
found it.
bags.
He grabbed. He already grabbed one, and I told him the candy in that.
Okay.
I believe.
And then the other one was actually the leader.
And then the leader's one had one candy, and then the note talking about we have to win back Callum.
How many pieces of candy do you have?
In total,
Yeah.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You got 7 in total?
I got 7 pieces of candy that I've kept track of.
When we went to the door, both of us, wasn't it 2 rope each?
Was not 2 rope each; it was 1 rope each.
What helped me? I got 2 of the
You got
Moth
2 from the guy that he assisted cleaning up.
I'm going to be like, dang, you got more than me. How in the world? What did you do to get that?
stole from you, and I cleaned the house.
Dang.
Looking over the notes, you happen to see that this night of terror that the Lost Boys are actually planning on doing actually culminates at the local cemetery. Which you can see from where you're at, where a few are beginning to gather. Now, what most of the regular people would not know, that the town founder of this particular, legally distinct Salem, Massachusetts, unrelated to any other Salem, Massachusetts that might exist, happened to be founded by a, I said the founder's name before, Barnabas Collins, if you will. What they thought was a founder that may have died over 100 years ago, actually, his secret that he founded the entire town and gathered people to fuel his craving for human blood. You know that the founder has been masquerading as a human and is a vampire, and lives in a mausoleum in that cemetery.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be like, I never really liked that guy. I never really liked the vampire guy over there.
He's kind of a weirdo.
Yeah. And even though he did start this tradition in Salem.
Mm-hmm.
You want to pay him a visit?
See, I don't see how that could, benefit us in any way. Since we are on a streak of being a vigilante, I did encounter a friendly off-duty officer earlier who I think would find the town map and note in a friendly alert of what is going to go down later. I think he would find that useful. And there may be a reward behind it. And it would be little to no risk to us because he already knows me.
Okay. I like that idea. But
Did he like you when he knowed you?
Yeah, he liked me. I cleaned his house. And he gave me two
the
marshmallows.
okay.
Give me two marshmallows.
I'm gonna say, you go do that, buddy. I'm gonna go and get more candy.
Okay.
Because he has the map and stuff. I'm gonna swoop down into the streets and I want to go to another house.
You're gonna go door to door to another house.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over to that guy's house and turn in my information.
Goes first.
You go ahead. You meet up with that officer. Hand him the map. He says, "Thank you very much. and would reach into probably like a coat pocket, if you will, or something
Inside pocket. Of the
inside
coat.
pocket. It would hand you like. It's like, I know this isn't that much, and it's Halloween, but like the equivalent of Dum Dums. He'll give you 2 Dum Dums for this.
2 dum-dums.
Which will give you time to go to a house. How much?
So
7. You actually go up to a house, and this house has its lights out, unfortunately, and you have seen as there's like 4-wheeler donuts that have just been drilled into this person's yard. Sorry, there is no candy here for you.
at the at this point, I'm starting to get mad. I'm like, these kids are causing them to close up their candy. I'm now wanting to. I'm going to head straight towards the graveyard now. I'm going to start heading towards.
I think we're going to use the square again. Let's keep I don't know. Ignore the pond, if you will.
I'm guessing this is mausoleum or something.
Yeah. Which one was you, Callum? You're
I
not
am
the
young
scarecrow.
boy.
Say you appear up here as there's rows of things, and you see this time there are 5 of these children as they are causing havoc, if you will. Different places. One's trying to break into the mausoleum. There's kids kicking over headstones, if you will. One with graffiti. Just causing mass chaos as they're chanting for, like, chanting their leader's name, which is Pan. It's like, come back to us, Pan! Shh, we can be cool too!
After my interaction with the police officer, I would like to also come and watch the scene of the cemetery from afar.
Okay. We'll give you, like, a location of...
Yeah.
You can pick a corner that you want to... Do you want to be on the mausoleum watching?
Not really.
But I will have...
I'd like to be a safe distance away from this whole
Yeah.
ordeal because the police may be on the way.
I will give Callum a turn before you can do anything
Yeah.
because he would have made it here first.
Yeah.
You're seeing all these kids. What would you want to do?
I'm assuming this guy's facing a gravestone, probably kicking it. I'm going to freaking fly up behind him and then freaking grab him by his neck and start flying, like trying to hoist him up.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. It would have to be athletics for hoist, which you have nothing in. If
Yes,
only
I do have stuff in.
you have stuff in hoist.
Hoist, that's the thing that I put in.
Okay. My bad. Oh, whoa.
This one, so that was a 1 plus 5, 6. That would be a 10 in hoist.
You lift in a similar moment where you can get a distance with this kid, and he has had a few too many caramel apples at a local fall festival earlier in the season, and you do drop him on a guy. But you're in the air. You're not just directly there. You're in the air. You drop him on a guy. This kid over there is too interested in trying to break open the mausoleum, and you notice that most of them don't see much, so you duck behind a bigger statue or something.
While I'm ducked behind the statue, I see the guy kicking at the mausoleum or whatever. I'm like, that guy's going to get a big surprise once he wakes up. I basically whisper to myself that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So is there anything that Moth Maximus would like to do before these... I'll have the Lost Boys go do their turn.
I would like to sneak up behind this guy stealthily, very stealthily, sneak up behind him.
I'll have you roll stealth just in case. It will be at it's a very low difficulty for this one.
So I got a 11 plus 6, so
17. You succeed on being able to sneak up on this child.
I would like to pickpocket him for whatever candy he may have.
Right. We're going to go ahead and roll and add your dex for your sleight of hand because you have no modifier.
Okay.
As you are trying to sneakily just run his pockets for a second.
6 plus
3.
3, so 9.
9. I'm going to say you have successfully looted this kid's candy.
Okay. That would be the end of my turn, I believe.
Right. The kids will go ahead and maybe meander a bit to different locations as they are doing things. I'm going to go ahead and do a strength roll to see if this guy has crowbarred his way into the mausoleum. That is a 12 for him. He has cracked open the door to the mausoleum, and this old dust comes pouring out. As then, the door swings open. You see this kid literally fling, double back. As this door opens into his face, he is knocked over prone. As from this distance, Callum can actually notice as he sees a vampire that has just pushed open this door.
Would it be my turn now?
It is your turn, Callum.
Since I'm over kind of still nearby these two, I'm gonna grab what bags I can.
2 actions to grab bags is your whole turn.
Two bags, one. Okay. Then I'll go ahead and do that for that guy. I know the vampire's there, and I just kind of say Happy Halloween towards him.
It's going to be like, why are all these kids on my lawn?
I'm gonna basically briefly say something about frickin' Pan.
Pan? Who thinks like Greek god? No, so for candy that you would probably get another jackalope rope and probably another pack of here's some critters.
Oh yeah, how much candy did I get for looting that guy?
Oh yeah, you'd get one particular candy, which would probably be like another Bigfoot buttercup, peanut butter cup.
Go ahead and make my Reese count 2.
Yeah. Which means there are still 2 children to loot, and then there is this vampire.
So your turn is over, correct?
Yes, it's your turn.
Are there any other entrances to this mausoleum here?
Give me a perception check. Mothman is very perceptive.
What would that fall under?
I think it's knowledge.
Knowledge? Or perception?
Yeah.
I got a 12 plus 4, so 16.
When you're just giving a cursory glance, you actually see like a root system. There's some sort of vine that is growing up this stone mausoleum wall. And you look up and you notice the roof happens to actually be in disrepair. This vine has worked its way and broken a large enough hole that a slender creature like your Mothman, as it's described as fragile, could probably slip in if he gets to the roof.
I think my next move is going to be to go ahead and fly on top of this mausoleum, right up next to the hole. Can I slip in? Is that a separate action, or
It would be a second action to slip in because I think that just the sliding in would take more time.
Yeah. Was the perception perceiving everything also an action?
No. That would be like a bonus action that you could, if you would have a question about something, you could always roll like a check as long as you're not like performing a physical action, and it should be just for like surveying the area. It wouldn't be a action.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go ahead and slip in. What do I see?
You see where there is urns, maybe a few dimly lit candles. There is where it looks like they would have left a body, like the stone tables. They would leave a body to eventually like rot and just become bones.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy has like a really plush pillow, where like literally a bedspread sitting here that's like quilted with.
So I'm
a nice
I'm
pillow.
like in his area where he would stay.
This is his like home, if you will. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is his like.
Do you know what
cryptid
kind of room I'm in? Like what part of the mausoleum am I in?
This is a very small mausoleum where this is about all that you would have seen.
Yeah.
What you've slipped in, you would probably be up next to his bed.
Okay.
All right. So that would be. What did we determine? The Lost Boys.
I have no clue that Mothman is
It's
here
their
too.
They would get up, probably pick himself up, lean on a statue. One would probably run to go look. They would kind of be gazing as they're seeing this vampire, but like no immediate, more fear of this guy's existence. And that would be their turn. Now it's to the
vampire.
the vampire. The vampire is probably going to step out. Would go and glare at these kids and like, why won't you just make yourself useful? And he's going to activate a major trait because I build him like he was a character. He's going to activate his major trait of hypnotic gaze. And I'm going to go ahead and like see if the kids make a will check to succeed on any of that. Okay, they did. Fine. Wow, 9. I succeeded. They didn't. So one of them, you see one is glazed over and is now like a thrall of this vampire. Completely lost himself.
Which one?
Let's have the one that fell on him, the other guy.
Oh, the one that I dropped.
Yeah, as the hypnotic gaze. That's not fully how it works, but it's an idea. Then also for a minute they have advantage on persuasion checks on anyone, but I just like this idea of vampires and their kind of undead minions. The movement and the action. That would be Callum's turn.
I'm going to. I kind of look over at the vampire. I'm like, you still have never changed one bit. And then I fly over to the two kids over here, and I try picking this one up. And if it does slip, since I've been noticing I've been slipping it up, I'm going to try to aim to drop it on that other
Okay.
guy.
That's
If I do slip. So I'm catching on like, man, my talons are not that grippy as I thought they were. 8 plus hoist, which would be 12.
Okay, that is the largest amount in what you've rolled for any of this at a total of 12. So where do you want to put them? Do you want to drop them? Do you want to just take them out and throw them outside the gates?
Nah, I'm going to drop. Actually, and
onto a stone?
Would that be? This is my second option.
Mm-hmm.
Action. I'm going to actually
just drop them while someone?
Toss them, but can I try to do a quick action as well?
What would that quick action be?
Before I fully drop him, when I toss him, I'm going to like snatch his bag midair. Well, like basically toss with
fair.
Drop him and then like almost try to catch his bag.
What
basically
direction?
One leg grabs his bag and one leg just tosses him to the side on top of the other kid.
Okay. You can do that, but I'm going to make you do a sleight of hand check. Which
makes sense.
Which I think you just had dex.
5, 10, and then dexterity 13.
13. Okay. 13 is good enough. You. What kid are you dropping them on?
The one Red
They're
Dead.
prone. You have gotten candy. You get a UFO chocolate as well. I think that means there's only one kid with candy, and I think it's the one closest to the vampire.
It's the one that I. Wait, no, it is the closest to the vampire.
Because
right?
it was the guy that knocked open the
Yeah.
door.
Yeah,
It was the last
he
one
was.
that.
Okay.
Moth Maximus.
All right. I'm now in this vampire's lair. He started this tradition of the cryptids going out on Halloween and collecting candy.
Yes.
So I believe that there must be some candy hidden around here somewhere. I would like to do a search of the place, try to get some loot.
Okay. Go ahead and roll for a perception check to see what loot, if you will, you found.
Got 16 plus 4, so 20.
Okay, with a 20, you find tucked up under his pillow.
Ooh, under his plush pillow.
Actually, let's just say before that, you actually find in urns. You find in one of the urns you've actually checked. You find that there is a hospital blood bag.
Ooh.
And it just says, "When I'm really hungry," written. But in this search, you do find under the pillow. You do find those really cheesy, and they would count as Halloween candies, the wax vampire teeth
Ooh.
that he just thinks is really funny that he has kept. Like the cherry flavored.
And the freaking lips and stuff
Yeah.
like that. With teeth poking out.
I find a vampire teeth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It will count for your candy counts, but it is funny. Because he posed this entire trick-or-treat thing as a means in which to hunt prey, to go and just drink blood. He wasn't doing it for candy, but he thought this was funny.
Yeah.
Now, does it imply that he drained the blood of some child? Who knows?
Maybe. So I do have another turn, correct?
Perception and grab, so it will be one more action, yeah.
One more
So
action.
perception would have been free.
I've thoroughly searched this whole mausoleum, right?
Pretty much. Oh, you're pretty for sure that you have seen everything
there
this
is
poor
to
guy
be.
owns.
He doesn't seem like he has much.
I mean, you can't. Vampires and precious metals is also a problem. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll,
are a problem.
Kinda like-
vampires.
I mean, not just werewolves, but yeah.
I think I'll go ahead and
Gold.
get back on top of the mausoleum.
Okay.
Move back out, back to my vantage
Swoop, you'll
point.
be up there on top of the mausoleum. Okay, so the kids, they take a turn to get up. That one's hypnotized. Would flee. I'm gonna roll dexterity in case he trips over a headstone.
Makes sense.
Those are ones because I picked the tens place ones. He fell. He would attempt to run and probably only get about here. Let's see if he falls. So that's actually a 10, and that's 13. So he would succeed to get about here without prone. They get up. This hypnotized child is going to attempt to grab on to Callum.
Me?
Yes.
Oh.
So let's call it an athletics check. They get a
he's
plus
gonna have to
2.
jump up and get me.
That's a 9 and a 6. Go ahead and give me a dex check against that. You need to beat a 17.
Dang. 7, 3, 10, plus 3. So I'm 13. He definitely got me.
He launches onto you, and I'm going to
I'm going
roll.
to assume I fell after he grabbed
Okay,
the
so
hold
you are
of me.
prone, so he's going to take an action to get up, and we'll take an action to remove him, where you can move like half what we're going to consider as a relative amount of speed, a little slower if you move with them just backpack to you.
I'm going to, since I'm now on the ground.
It is the vampire's turn.
Oh, it is. Oh, you're right.
Yes, and the vampire is going to... And he is going to, lunge to attack you there, Callum. Give me You're gonna give me a dexterity, but I'm gonna say that it's at what will be a good negative. There's no rules in this game actually about. There's gonna be a negative to it. Let's say at -5 because there's a kid on you.
Okay.
Okay, and then compared to your strength, which is sadly only a +2, you have to beat a 10 with -5, but you have. It's gonna be hard. Or you take a wound.
Hold up. I'm gonna actually just stand there and let him attack me.
Okay, are you activating what I think you're activating?
Nope. I'm gonna be like, do you forget what cryptid you're attacking? As he gets on me, I'm assuming he's gonna burn because my feathers are covered in metal.
There isn't a particular vulnerability to.
The description
Zoom out.
of my
Okay.
cryptid in.
I'll say fair.
Yeah.
It'll take a wound, but you'll take a wound too.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So I'll mark down a wound for this. Okay. I'll just mark it here. That'll be the end of his action, and now it's yours.
I'm going to basically.
You are on the ground.
I'm on the ground. I'm going to. So the kid's on my back, and I'm face planted, like you say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
because the kid's on my back. I'm going to get up and then try to throw this kid off of me and onto the vampire.
Get up. Now, strength check to remove this. Is a strength competition between you and this child.
The child. Okay.
9.
Dang! I couldn't get the child off of me. Never mind, crud. This freaking the kid.
Yeah, you just try to pull him, and that would be your turn, is get up and try to throw this kid.
I'm gonna be like, dang! His hypnotization must have, like, gave this kid super strength. I can't get him off.
Just to note, he's the one with the candy.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping that in
But
mind.
there is a different problem right now. Now, Moth Maximus, we've heard some scuffling.
I'm on top of the.
Oh, yeah, wait, no,
at
you
this
see,
point.
yeah, you're not
Yeah,
inside.
I
You
watched-
saw all this.
I watched all this go down. I have a good long chuckle about how wimpy this guy is. He's dropping every kid he tries to pick up, and he's just
Yeah.
he's having a hard time out here today. He's not very strong.
I'd be roofing, but
Are there any unlooted kids at this point? Are there any unlooted kids?
if you want to fly over all these people and attempt to dive bomb them.
This guy's unlooted and he's in the process of fleeing.
Yes.
So I'm guessing his back is turned to me.
Oh, absolutely. He is not seeing you. There is no, like, attempt to
And
avoid
I got
this.
an vantage point here, so I think I'm gonna swoop in on this guy and try to pickpocket him.
Trying to, like,
swoop
stealthily get it off him?
So here's my move. I'm going to swoop in and try in one go grab this bag mid swoop and relocate myself to where I started.
Okay. You can do that. It will take both of your actions, and I need a sleight of hand check from you, which I think it's just plus your dex.
All right. I got a 10, 13
13 in total with your.
with my
Initial.
dex. Yes.
You grab it with the talons, and the bag slips. It wasn't a full, so now the bag is out, and you are relocated to. I guess you could try to stop somewhere closer.
I will
will.
stop somewhere closer. Yeah.
Something like that. You can move yourself where you wish. All right.
And was I unseen during this? Was I noticed by anyone?
Roll a separate stealth. There is a lot of eyes. Kind of. Well,
there's a lot of eyes.
Very distracted. There are a lot of eyes on the vampire.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a little bit of advantage, but just in case, there's sound.
And I would like to include the eyes being watched, also his. I would like-
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Does he
Bird
does he
creature
witness
guy.
this happen?
If you want to do
Oh,
a counter,
I can-
yeah, you can
I'm
do
gonna
perception versus stealth.
try to also see.
Go ahead and see if I can.
I got
5.
I got a
You got a
9.
plus to it?
I got a 9 here, and
Perception.
so 9
5.
plus 3.
That's
Yeah.
10.
Wait.
Yep, I got a good perception.
So what is my add-on to this roll?
Stealth. 6.
Stealth. So 9 plus 6, 15.
Oh, I didn't see.
Beats it by 5. Beats you by 5 though. So yeah, you did not see. There might have been like a wind, or maybe like, what was that, a bird? But
So
no.
I did this unseen.
Unseen. You have dove back into behind some sort of headstone or something.
All right. So that's the end of my turn.
All right. So that's where the kids are going to go. He is going to run out. Relatively out, as all the kids have disappeared,
Except the one that's
except for the one that is hypnotized on your back. And then I guess the vampire is going to attempt to.
Is the kid going to?
He's going to maul the child.
Whoa.
He's going to go and drink his blood, and because he's like a thrall, I'm going to say there is no resistance.
Yeah.
And with his life drinker ability, he's going to regain that wound that he just took from you. And he's going to attempt to strength check versus either your dex or strength, as he's going to attack you to take a wound himself again, but get you closer to that unconscious if you can.
Dex or.
Which one you would prefer?
I'm going to prefer Dex, obviously.
He has a +2, so that is currently 13.
Nine plus 3, so 12. Crap.
So he goes in. You take a second wound, or you have that one thing you can do.
I'm going to say I'm going to use that, but I'm still going to make the claim to fame that I have metal on me.
Okay, no. He'll take a wound from it.
Yeah.
So you're going to activate your arcane, which is a homebrewn arcane called Shield, which lets you reduce a wound that would happen.
I'm going to just describe as like when he's attacking me and the kid's on my back. I'm going to just basically, or is the kid falling because he's
He would
dead?
probably be off you.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's dead, but he is currently
out.
bleeding.
I would assume he's off you.
Yes,
I'm going to.
that's fair.
I'm going to say the feathers like ruffled up and it like got in his way to attack me.
Yes, you go ahead and he takes back a wound since now that he reduced a wound from drinking you, drinking the kid. Actually, he would have had to have wait. I'm playing the rules a little loose.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
actually like a wait of a minute if I play by the rules, but this is a one shot. This is fun. But you activate your arcane, which is shield, and lets you do this feather shield to block the attack, as you do not take a wound this time. And the vampire's turn is over. Now it is Moth Maximus's.
I thought it was mine.
Oh no! Yes, Callum. Sorry, you are on the top because you got here first. My bad. No kid.
I'm going to go ahead and just fly over where Why is there 2 X's?
The
Original
that was the
X.
previous bag that I got.
Oh yeah, that was a previous bag. Well, I'm going to go ahead and fly towards this bag.
Man, you never even saw it.
You
never
would
even
not have seen it.
You would not have
You
seen
would
it.
have assumed that it was the
Because
kid that
I
left.
beat
You're
you, I
right,
beat you
you're
for stealth.
right, you're
I
right.
made sure you didn't
You're
see
right,
it. I made sure you
you're
didn't
right.
see it.
Okay.
And there's no
my-
reason for you to even think of
There
trying to
would be
look for
anything
the
there.
bag.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you
you're
saw the
right,
kids
you're
left.
right.
Are
I didn't
you
even think about that.
leaving the?
Well, I'm going to. Pick this kid up and
Trained kid.
fly up.
Why do you want him?
Oh, are you
and
gonna do
drop him on
seismic toss from Pokemon?
something like I'm gonna freaking
Power bomb the vampire with him.
throw the freaking kid down
Okay.
onto the vampire. I'm gonna have to roll to pick him up, or is he so unconscious that
You've dropped so many kids. I won't make you roll, but I need to think of something that would be a challenge for him. The vampire to attempt to dodge, or attempt to reduce it from not a wound. I'm trying to think what check you would do. Like he has flight as a skill that he could do.
Yeah.
You would have hoist. Do a hoist check versus his dex, which is only at a +1. Is that fair?
Sure.
Because like the hoist will be how solid the hoist is to aim at him.
That
That's
is
a
9.
6. So you powerbomb.
No,
You-
this is a 9 and an 8.
okay. You describe how you
17.
do this. It's really weird.
Since I'm in the air, I freaking toss this kid at him in hopes of making him prone, and he just is on his back now with that kid that fell on him.
All right. Okay. This is succeeds. It smacks. This kid falls from the air, hits the vampire. He's knocked out prone and will take an additional wound. He is at 2 wounds now.
And I basically insult him like, "You freaking old man. What do you think you're doing?"
This is my town. This is my livestock.
I basically say,
Do I
"It's
throw
Halloween."
berries at birds?
What?
Do I throw berries at birds?
I'm gonna be like, this is the only night that we can enjoy ourselves. Why attack me? And everything. I yell down
You
at him.
young upstarts. Hockey kids.
Okay.
Now it is Moth Maximus.
It is my turn.
Yeah.
I would like to go collect my bag of candy that I have.
You move and collect the bag of candy.
Yep.
And as this happens, and this change of a kind of a round, you are hearing in the distance, and you think you may have 1 or 2 rounds left before you hear the cops come. Because you notified where they are. And what you need to know is that there is no cryptids found by the...
Yeah.
Regardless of who won the candy. If the story's busted, if they find that their town founder has been alive as a vampire, eating kids... But that is your action, and it will be Barnabas' turn. Because you moved and picked up candy.
How far am I in, like, relation to them?
You would probably a good 20 feet.
A good 20 feet?
Away, yeah.
I grab my candy, and I would like to yell out, "Hey, I hear the cops are on the way. You two should wrap it up soon, before we're all screwed."
I kind of look over at you. I'm like, "You're here, Moth Maximus. When did you get here?"
Because
I
you
came
have
for
been
the
stealth.
candy, man. I'm here for the candy.
Well, there's no candy now. The kids are gone. I basically say.
As there's like this horribly mangled child.
This horribly mangled child. I guess it would be. I wouldn't count that as a turn for Mothman.
Movement and a picked up a candy.
Oh, he did. Okay, so
Yeah.
that did count. So it would be.
It's the vampire.
Yeah.
The vampire is...
Is he startled or something?
He has to get up as his
Yeah.
first thing. And he is more insulted by all this. This is my town. I don't care if the police show up. And he's going to attempt to... But he knows if he attacks you, there's no sense.
Yeah, with me, that would be the death of him. And I'm just flying there.
He will flee probably up behind the graveyard, which you could chase, or you could choose not to. It's how you want to wrap up the story. Or, as he's moving, do you want an attempt to try to catch him, like attack of opportunity, like in D&D?
So
I'll give you a choice
what I'm
there,
gonna
since you're in
do
arm's reach.
is I'm gonna, as my attack of opportunity, I'm gonna throw one of my feathers Adam.
Okay. Sleight of
Diffusing.
hand as he's running away.
Hmm.
Just have a defense of 9, so if you succeed over 9,
Nope.
yeah.
Nope.
Feather goes into the wall as he leaps over with his vampire strength.
Mhm.
Callum, it is your turn. You can chase after him, or you could flee, but you know you cannot stay at the scene.
No. What I'm going to do is I'm going to basically say there's no point to bother this old man anymore. I'm going to fly away, and I kind of yell at you like, oh, meet up at the tower, the bell tower,
Mm-hmm.
to count the candy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I fly away. I flee.
And I'll do the same. I'll follow him.
We can wrap up all the little chips. I will say, as you're flying away, can someone go ahead and roll the weather die one more time?
Oh boy.
Just one more time.
Oh. Raining daggers.
Holy crap!
Raining daggers.
Who put raining daggers?
That wasn't me.
That was you?
That's not
Yeah. Or
Holy crap.
the last session I did of D&D. We didn't roll the weather die.
Freaking
But-
Adventure Time
Adventure
episode, the invisible
Time.
daggers.
Yeah, the freaking invisible
Yeah.
dagger
But-
rainstorm.
We didn't roll it, but people wrote on it. I didn't even call for it. Someone wrote daggers. So this is the second time daggers got put on here. How to explain this is the greatest part.
Yeah. You can twist it around like kids were throwing their toy
You
daggers and
take
something.
off for some reason to get like altitude because of like you know how hot drafts are. You may had to like swing closer to the mountains,
Yeah.
and you go up towards the mountains and you see like I don't know, a truck has careened off the mountain like some semi that has like Sean silver cutlery as it starts falling through the sky as like the door, or maybe there's like a wide turn, it fishtails nearly falls off, the doors open and you see I need both of you to give me. Did I take all your dice? I took your
I
dice.
took my dice.
My bad. Go ahead and roll for me and add dexterity in case you have to actually take a wound.
I guess dexterity.
Just
I'm
roll
gonna
these and
also
then
include my
don't call
athletics.
tens.
Would it be acrobatics?
Acrobatics, yeah.
Yeah, that's me. Acrobatics, actually. So
Don't count tens, just count it as a.
Got a
I got a 14.
7 and a 8.
Yeah.
I got a 14.
So that would be 15 plus 6 would be 21.
Both of you are. It's a close call for you. Maybe with your iron, your already metal dagger wings, like some clink off of you, but not like cut into
Yeah.
you. But this guy is perfectly dodging through all of this.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because you got a like 20 something.
Holy
I got a
crap.
21. I did this shit perfectly.
Damn.
Yeah. You dodge through all of this, and you make it back to the bell tower, safe. There's no kids trying to figure out who you are. You did get one candy from it. Let's call it sour nightcrawler, Fresno nightcrawlers. I guess.
Counted it as a corn, but
Okay, a
same
second
thing.
corn. You
I
made
put
a
it as
second corn.
second corn, yeah.
Okay. So as you are going through your candy, I want to see what your totals are.
All
I
right,
got 10.
let's add them up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Beat me by 2. I kind of like sigh and say, man, I guess this will look next year for me. And what I do is take off towards the mountains after realizing I lost. Left him.
Yeah.
You both realize that your relationship might not be in the best spot. But what you thought had no competition, you at least remember, yeah, you got each other into this game a little further than what you were, if you will. Mothman got a little bit more into the competition there at the end when he wasn't at first, but Column, got a little bit more into like protecting the town. We're like dealing with this threat as well at the end.
Mhm.
And as you fly off to wherever you roost and haunt this town, all 364 other days of the year. You know you had a
we
fun
did
time.
kind of haunt the town today as well. Killed a couple kids.
One kid is pelted in the ground.
One kid-
He's not dead. He's just severely
Sure.
concussed.
And
Hopefully the police get to that. Actually, need to see what happens to the poor kid that got eaten by the vampire.
oh,
Let's just see if the police get in time. If it's low, he dies.
We got a 10 and a 9.
Okay. Yeah, I think the police get to this kid. They have no idea what happened to him. He gets to the hospital. He gets the fluids he needs. Maybe for the rest of his life, he's just awkwardly paler than what he would normally be. But other than that, I think
He
it's
made a full recovery.
makes a full recovery. Maybe a little sensitive to light.
Yeah.
Maybe when he grows up, he takes the night shift.
He really likes the taste. Like if he bites his tongue, he really likes the taste of it.
well,
Yeah,
Can't
he likes a lot
stand
of-
garlic on his pizza anymore.
He likes a rare steak.
Do you guys have anything for this epilogue?
Mothman, he's pretty happy with this night. He successfully did some justice for the town. Beat a competition that he didn't even really want to participate in. I'm pretty happy with myself.
Where does he go home to roost? Where is his hidey hole?
Somewhere out in the woods by Virginia.
with this guy,
Callum.
he the next day he's out there back on the roofs with his nail gun, and then he's out of nails. He's like plucks a feather, stabs into there instead of using a nail, and he's like, just another day done, another paycheck closer to my dream house.
Because he has like a human form.
Yeah, this guy has a human form that works on roofs during the day.